Hello everyone! A number of viewers of this channel asked me how do I edit my videos. Well, to edit my videos, I'm using the VSDC video editor. VSDC is a relatively powerful and simple to use video editor. It contains most of the functionalities that most of the users will ever need, such as, for example, clipping videos, adding text, adding images, blurring faces and objects in a scene, editing the sound, applying different filters, etc. In this tutorial, I will teach you how to use this editor to perform basic tasks such as combining video clips, clipping and cutting segments of a video, adding text, and adding blur. Furthermore, I will teach you how to save and compile the videos in the standard video formats. Okay, let's start. To download and install the VSDC editor, you need to go to this web page. Then over here under Downloads, click on Video Editor. And over here you need to select your operating system, and by clicking over here you can download the VSDC video editor. Then you need to click on the downloaded file and to follow the installation instructions. After downloading, installing and running the VSDC free video editor, you will see this screen. You can open a new project by clicking over here. However, what I like to do is to close this window, and then you will see this window over here. Now, to create a project and to start editing videos, I usually click over here. After clicking over here, you can select a few settings. You can enter the author, you can enter the publisher, description, you can set the video resolution, frame rates, width and height. For the time being, I will keep the standard settings. Over here you can change the frame rate. Usually I create my videos with 30 frames per second. However, you can select some other option, but here I have to warn you. If you, for example, select 60 frames per second, it will take a long time for video to compile. Of course, this depends on how fast is your computer. However, all of my videos are made with 30 frames per second. And over here you can click on Finish. After that you will see this main screen. I usually create my videos by combining different short video clips that I made. For example, here are the video clips of my recent video that I made about strength of materials. And here are the different video clips. They're in the MP4 format. For example, here's the video clip.
Hello everyone. In this mechanics and strength of materials lecture,
And this is the second one,
here's the problem formulation.
third one, etc. Now, as a demonstration, in this video tutorial, I will explain how to combine all these video clips and how to add text and blur. So let's start. Go back to the VSDC free video editor and let's start with adding the first clip. To add a clip, you need to click over here, Add Video. And over here you need to select the first clip. Here's the first clip. And click on Open. And for the time being, just click on OK. To play this video inside of the VSDC video editor, you can simply click over here, play or pause the scene. And if I press the button,
Hello everyone.
you will see that the video will play.
Strength of materials lecture, we explain how to draw
You can
shear force and
You can stop the video by pressing again over here. That is again, play
bending moment diagrams
and
by
pause. Okay, this is very important to understand. Over here, you can see the timeline or the time axis in seconds. And you can change this button over here to move to different seconds. For example, if I want to move at approximately 20 seconds, I can put this slider over here and I can play it from there.
hand of a sim-
Over here you can see different layers inside of our project. For the time being, I'm not going to explain these layers. However, by combining different layers, you can add additional functionalities and you can actually improve your videos. Okay, now let's observe this video and let's see what's happening over here. Somewhere at the end of the video, if I play, you'll see that there is some time when I'm not speaking. Now, I would like to cut my video, for example, starting from 24th or 23rd second. So you can simply change this slider and let's see where I stop talking. Okay, it's somewhere over here. And I want to cut this video from here until the end. To do that, put your mouse cursor over here, do the right click, and over here you will have an option to actually cut and split. Click over here. And you will see this window. Here is the timeline, and over here you can actually see the audio. And you can see the stochastic signal. This stochastic signal means that I'm actually speaking, and I stopped speaking somewhere over here. Now, let's cut the video from here until the end. To do that, move this cursor at the beginning where you want to cut, or better to say, move the slider, and the end of the slider should be until the end. And you will see this red dashed line. And then simply click over here, add area of deleting. Click over here and click apply changes. And over here, click on yes, and you will see that the video is cut. Let's see the effect. Move the slider over here, play the video, and you can see that we have successfully cut the first video. Okay, next, let's add the second video clip starting from here. To do that, make sure that you move actually this slider at the end of the video. This is very important. Okay, then click over here to add the video. Then let's select the second one. The first one was 39. The second one is 40. Click on open, and over here you can see the start position and you can see duration. Don't play with these settings for the time being. Click OK, and voila, here it is. You can see that the second video is actually added at the end of the first video. And now let's play everything together and let's see the transition. Okay, this is still the first video, and the second one starts from here, and you can see the slider and the timeline. Okay, again, to see the transition, move over here and press the play button. Okay, the next step is actually to cut the second video. Again, move the slider somewhere approximately at the end of the video, then do the right click, cutting and splitting, and over here we need to cut the part from here to here where I don't speak. To do that, again, move this slider over here. You will see that this red dashed line appears, and move the second one over here. And click on Add Area of Deleting. Now, to remove area of deleting, you can just undo it by pressing over here, and everything will go back to the original state. Again, let's add area of deleting, click on Apply Changes, and click Yes. And let's see the effect. Okay, perfect. Next, let's learn how to add text to the video and how to change the text settings. For that purpose, let's move this slider somewhere over here. And let's say that over here I want to add the text box. Now, move the slider at the beginning of the time instant at which you want to add a text box, then click over here and click on text. And over here you can change the position and duration. Let's keep the duration to be default, and let's select now this region. Now, over here you can observe another thing. You'll see that another object is created, and this is your text object, and you can see its duration. The duration will be from this second until the end of the video. So let's add some text. Here I'm adding text. Okay, you cannot see the text. Why is that? Well, because the text color is white. Double click over here, or click over here and press Ctrl A and select the text color by clicking over here. Let's, for example, use this color. Here it is. Let me now expand this window such that you can see the text. Let's move this box over here. And what's wrong over here? The text is too large. Consequently, we need to change the font size. To change the font size, again, click over here, press Ctrl A to select everything, and let's change the font size by clicking over here, and let's select, for example, 28. This is too small. For example, better option would be 72. Okay, here I'm adding text, and it does not look bad. And over here, you can actually add the complete paragraph or whatever you want. Let's play with the text settings. For example, you can change the text to be bold. I usually like bold. And then you can move and position this text box wherever you want. For example, you can change it over here. And let's play the video. Let's play it from the beginning. At the beginning, you can see that the text is not showing. This is because the text starts from here. And let's play.
Hello everyone. In this mechanics
Over here, the text starts.
and strength of materials lecture,
And you can see that the duration of the text box is actually almost, or better to say exactly, at the end of the video, until the end of the video. Okay, let's say that we don't like that. Let's say that we want to show the text for the first, let's say, 10 or 15 seconds. Not a big deal. To do that, simply find this line over here, or this area representing the text, put the mouse cursor at the end, and then you will see this mouse pointer, and we can resize the size of the text. Let's say the text will last only for 5 seconds. That is from approximately 2 seconds to 5 seconds. Now, what you can see over here, if I move this slider, we don't see the text, and over here, we start to see the text. So let's see the general effect. Move the slider over here and play.
in this mechanics and strength of materials
Here's the text,
lecture, we explain how to draw shear force and bending moment
and the text is not appearing here. Okay, perfect. Next, let's learn how to add different shapes to our videos. For example, over here you can add a rectangle, ellipse, or you can add a free shape. Let's add an ellipse. Again, let's use the default settings. And after clicking on default settings, let's draw our ellipse. You can immediately see that the timeline for the ellipse appears over here. It starts over here and it ends until the end of the video. Over here you can play with the settings, you can play with the pen color, you can play with the brush color. For example, let's use black, and inside let's use, for example, black again. So here's our ellipse. You can resize this ellipse, you can reshape it, etc. Over here you have an additional options to play with. You can play with the color over here by specifying the RGB code. You can play with the thickness, you can play with the brush, color, anti-aliasing, etc. Of course, over here you can also adjust other options. To change the time duration this ellipse appears in the video, you can simply select the ellipse and change the size of this timeline. For example, over here we can simply show the ellipse for several seconds. So if we change the slider over here, we move it, the ellipse will appear. Then if we keep on moving, ellipse is still over here, and over here it will disappear. Next, let's learn how to add blur to our video. Namely, you would often need to blur a piece of video if you're showing faces or if you're showing some people. Let's learn how to do that. Make sure that your mouse pointer is over here, do the right click, then click on Video Effects, and over here you have several options. Click on Filters, and I usually use D-Logo, this option over here, and press OK. Now, you can see that D-Logo appears over here. If I move my pointer, you can see the actual blurring rectangle, and you can move it. For example, let's say that we want to blur this image over here, and let's extend the timeline, for example, starting from here, and let's see the effect. If I play the video, you can see that starting from here, it will be blurred. And if you continue, the whole segment will be blurred. You can, of course, modify and change the size of the blur. By double-clicking on the blur, or better to say by doing the right-click, you can additionally adjust the settings, you can copy it, and do other things. Now, over here you have other interesting settings. Again, select this D-logo object, and over here you can select the level. Let's change this parameter. Let's see what happens. If I increase this value, let me now increase this a little bit faster. Like, so for example, 5, you can see 5 completely blurs everything. That is, the pixel resolution will be very low. On the other hand, 1, you can still see something. Another interesting thing to play with is the transparency, and you can adjust the transparency, and let's see what will happen. For example, if you set the transparency 15, you'll see a minor change. You can see here duration, frames, and you can play with these settings over here. Finally, let's learn how to export the project. That is, let's learn how to create the final video that will glue these pieces together and that will compile the final video. To do that, click on Export Project, and over here it's very important to select the quality. Expand this menu. Usually I like to select the highest quality, ultra quality. I suggest that you do that. Over here you can see width, height, frame rate, bit rate, and other important things. You can see the frequency, how many channels, bit rate, codec. You can also play over here with this parameter, however I will keep the default setting. Another thing to keep in mind and that you can play with are these options. Usually I export my video to MP4 format. However, you can select some other format. Now finally, it's very important to specify the name of the output file. Usually what I like to do, I don't like the default folder for the video, so I will click on Change Name, and over here I will call my video, or the final video project, as Final Video Test 2, and click on Enter. Finally, to export the project, you need to click over here and click on Continue. We don't have hardware acceleration since we didn't buy the premium version, and click on Continue. Now what you will see over here, you will see the progress. You'll see file duration, current timeline, and over here you can see the rendered video. Another important thing to keep in mind is the average speed. On my computer that's approximately 3 years old, I can see the compiled frame rate. I can see that it's around 45-46 frames per second. Again, this is not the final frame rate of the video, this is the compilation speed. And you can see, since this is a short video, conversion was completed in maybe 20 seconds. And click on OK. Now let's see our final video. In the original folder where I saved my video, that you can see over here, here is the video. Let's double click on it.
Hello everyone.
And here it is. Let's move this timeline. We can see over here that the text is appearing. Then after some time you will see the ellipse. Then if you move forward, we will see the blur. And that's it. Simple as that. Okay, that would be all for today. Thanks for watching.